All right. I have a little bit of face oil on because I'm super broken out, as you can see. Lovely. Living my best life. I use, I shouldn't talk while my hands are over my mouth. I use rosehip oil. It helps me with my acne, but I found that if I add new supplements into my daily routine, that it just wreaks absolute havoc on my hormonal acne. So we're having fun. I'm using the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. That bad boy right there. It makes your skin feel so smooth. Okay, I'm just really quickly, I gotta go run some errands today. I need to put a face on, clearly. So I really am not gonna do full beat. I'm going to just do some powder foundation, a little bit of contour, put a little light eye on. Super, super easy. If I don't have really anything that I need to go do during the day, then I'll just do something really easy like this. Not a whole lot goes into it. So I'm going to start with, and I know some people have a really hard time with MAC Studio Fix, their powder foundation. I don't. It's always worked really, really well for my skin. It doesn't break apart. It doesn't flake off. It sets really well if I set it with my rosehip water. So I haven't personally had any issues with it. I'm going to use a little pretty densely packed kabuki brush for it. Just go in with the product. And I do this all over my face. I'll put it on my eyes as kind of a base because it does have a very good color for me. It is a little light. I feel like for redheads it's kind of difficult because my freckles will make my face a different color than my neck and a different color than my chest. So what I try to do is bring everything down so that it'll match this part of my chest. So you'll see me do that with the contour colors, and pretty much everything I bring it down to my neck, just because the difference that freckled redheads have between the color their freckles make their face to the pale whiteness of our necks, which is so fun. And also my mom was went to beauty school, and as I think like a lot of people her age did, that whole generation was just like, we're all going to be hairdressers and makeup artists, which is great because when you have, I'm the only girl redhead in my family. So when it comes to being young and experimenting with makeup, having a mom that knew what your undertones were, especially for a redhead, because there are redheads with, excuse me, there are redheads with olive undertones. There's redheads with warm undertones. I'm more of like a cool neutral. I personally like to stay more on the neutral side of things when I'm doing my makeup. I feel like if I go a little too cool, it can make me look a bit ashy. And I'm going to go back over these spots here with a more concentrated brush to really get them to go away, but without having to cake it onto the rest of my chin around it, because then you can run into all sorts of issues. And I do like a more medium coverage. I do like to have my freckles come through. During the summer, I really have no choice whatsoever, because if I even get the tiniest bit of sun, then I get what me and my husband refer to as unifreckle. They all come out, they all pronounce themselves, and they all connect. And so my face will look incredibly tan with a milky white neck, which is great for me. So for my contour, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this Physicians Formula Ultimate Butter Collection. I love this. The packaging is like, it reminds me of like Barbie townhouses. And I wasn't really sure what to expect of it, but actually everything in here blends like an absolute dream. It comes out Oh, we've got our bronzers over here. We've got some highlighters here. You'll see I will use these two, this section right here, I'll use them more of an eyeshadow because obviously they're not going to work as a highlighter for me, and I will use this as an eyeshadow as well. This one right here is more of an iridescent, so depending on what blush I'm using, I will use that just to, it's beautiful. You got lip glosses here, blushes here. I will use some of these for eyeshadows as well, and then these are the eyeshadows. So we've got a ton of, you know, glitter, mattes, satins. It's beautiful, and the whole thing smells like coconut. Oh, it's so delicious. My husband got it for me for Christmas because I woke him up after watching a Tati video one night where she was reviewing it, and I was like, oh my God, I need this so bad. And so it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I woke him up out of a dead sleep, and I was like, babe, look at this, look at this. So for the contour, I'm just going to take these top 2 shades right here and kind of put them together on a pretty dense brush. And I start at my forehead. I didn't contour for the longest time because I really wasn't that comfortable with it, and I really had stuck to just like foundation with some blush. I only recently got into highlighting, so I really did not do this for the longest time, but it really does make the end result so much better, so you don't have like a uniform face and then just a strip of blush. Now that I see that, if I do it, I'm like, whoa. So I really have become addicted to contouring almost on the daily, almost. If I'm really tired and I'm going to work, then I'll just do my brows and some mascara. But it is very rare these days that I leave the house without at least like a touch of it. And I'm not going to go fully crazy. I'm not going to carve it out. I will go in with like a skinnier, like more almond shaped brush to really get in the ear and get the base of the cheeks going. But I'm not going to do that today because I'm just going to run errands, so I'm not going to waste the product. Okay, I think that's good enough. And then I will take it down here and really concentrate it here to kind of pull my double chin back, which I love so much. It's my favorite. So I will go in with those 2 colors, and I'll start it in the middle. And I know it looks crazy, but trust me, I will blend it out. And I kind of bring it up so that it does hit this jaw, and then I will connect it to my ear. But you can, I mean, I think that makeup on camera and makeup that looks really good in pictures necessarily doesn't look the greatest in real life. But if you can blend it enough, then I feel like we all, when we look at each other, will do like a once over and just kind of take it for what it is. And unless you're really looking for the finer details, if you blend it out, then you can kind of trick the eye. Just blend it out. And see, now my neck is going to match my chest a little bit more. And this will get throughout the day, just depending on what I'm doing, or if I get really excited about something, I will get red. So I really do try to take it down. And I know it looks crazy right now, but trust me, it will all come together. I don't always do a nose contour, but I'm just going to show you how I do it when I do. So since I am doing a simple eye, I will do a little bit of a nose contour just to make it so like up here and here is all going to come together. So I will take that lightest shade here. And I actually start it, so I will take it from about right here where I naturally have this curve right here that you can kind of see. So I'll take it here, and then I'll take it all the way down, and then I'll do one across just to kind of make it look a little tanner. And if you just do it by itself, it's going to look a little meh, but I try to remember that as crazy as it looks by itself, once everything comes together, because I can be really light-handed and then I'm like, meh. So I really just try to remember that when everything comes together, it's not going to look as crazy. So you got to trust the process, which is what I tell all of my girlfriends when I'm doing their makeup. I have this one girlfriend, Liz, I'll do her makeup and it'll look really, like if you look in the mirror while I'm doing it, you're going to be like, what the hell are you doing, Sarah? But once you get to the end of it, it does look much better. And I always try to remember to hold my brushes like I would a paintbrush. So if I hold it way down here, it's going to be really, really, really harsh. So if you want to feather it to get it to blend better, then I try to hold it always by the tip and just really feather it in. And if you don't do what I'm doing, you do you, boo. I'm not telling you got to do it like this. I'm just telling you how I do it. Because I have a lot of my girlfriends that will ask me how I do my makeup and what my process is. And my husband had encouraged me for the longest time to put something on Facebook or YouTube or some sort of a tutorial. And it took me a really long time to kind of get the balls to do it. So if you don't like it, don't do it. Do whatever you like. I am going to take these blushes are incredibly pigmented, so I really have to go light-handed on these. I do use a bigger brush for my blush because I like to have the control. I feel like I like the way it blends out and I have more control over it. So I think I'm going to take this really light peachy one down here. And it will look crazy. I'm going to look crazy right now. I'm going to look like I'm a clown. But blush for me is the first thing to fade out on my makeup. So as crazy as it's about to look right, girl, trust the process. And I also am going to go in with a little bit more of that MAC powder foundation, the pressed foundation, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit. So I will take, because that just, it's crazy. It's bananas. So I will take that same foundation and I'm going to kind of carve that out a little bit and blend it up. And that's how I kind of diffuse it and get it all, see, a little bit more uniform. Not everybody likes to blend their foundation over their blush. I just like to diffuse it a little bit and then I'll just go in with that same brush. I'm not putting any more product on it and I will just I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows. I know I don't really get my eyebrows waxed anymore. I think that I was really happy when big eyebrows came back. I don't have big eyebrows. I have very blonde eyebrows, which is why it's one of, if I'm leaving the house, at the very least, I'm going to do my eyebrows and then I'm going to put some mascara on because they are so blonde. You can see them, but I mean, it just is, it just melts right into my face and doesn't have any definition whatsoever. So I will actually take eyeshadow or bronzer and I will do my eyebrows like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that palette again. I'm really going to use this for the whole look today because I don't want to have to pull out a bunch of different products. So I'm going to take that very darkest one at the very corner and I have a little angled brush here. It's been, I mean, I've had this since like high school. So when you know that if you have a ride or die brush, then if I ever lost this, it's going to be heartbroken because I use it for so much stuff. So I'll just do like 1 or 2 taps, and then I'm going to go in and feather and create. I have a good shape. I have a really good natural arch, so I just kind of go in and feather it in. And then after I've kind of filled it, I'll go in and really carve out the shape that I want. And then I'll brush it out. And up. Always up. And then I'll do the other one. Once I have them both on, then I'll start working them in to make sure that they're both symmetrical to my nose. So I'm just gonna go in and fill in the other one. And remember, they're sisters, not twins. They're gonna be a little different. I love my right brow. I hate my left brow, if I had to pick favorites. So we'll just feather it in. And see, craziness. I really try to keep my eyebrows, for an everyday look, I try to get a color that's going to match my hair. If I'm going to like an event, I'll go darker on it. I'll actually use a dark matte brown and just keep it kind of heavier handed, or lighter handed, apologize. Lighter handed, as to not, because I mean, I've seen redheads out there, or people with fair skin. Do whatever makes you happy. But I see a girl with fair skin, fair hair, with black eyebrows. I mean, for some girls it can kind of look okay if you're like got that like goth monotoned, you know, grays and blacks. It can look really good, like wearing all black and giving yourself a bold ass brow. And I mean, I get it, but it's never gonna work for me. That is the first thing. If my husband is like, you were up there for a really long time, you spent a really long time on your brows. Use your fingers. Gave them to us for a reason. I will actually put on, if I'm in a hurry, I will put on my foundation with my hands. I do not care. I'm not a strictly brush kind of girl. I do have a beauty blender. Depends on the day if I want to use it, but since I'm just running errands today, I really don't care. Had my skin been really dry, and I live in Vegas, so the air will get really dry in the summertime, I will literally just put my foundation, my moisturizer, blend it up with my hands and go to town and blend it out, because I don't think that there's anything that blends out quite like having your hands warm up the product and pressing it into your skin and then tapping out where you need to. So, I mean, literally whatever works for you, do it. So now that my eyebrows are on, I'm gonna go in with some shadow. And for these cream shadows, well, let's see, what do I want to do? Yeah, I'm gonna go in with that cream shadow. So I'm gonna go in with this cream shadow that's right here. It's like this, almost like a rose gold kind of color. And I take a really densely packed, pretty big eyebrow or eyeshadow brush. And I mean, this stuff is incredibly sensitive. If you press just a little bit too hard, you will make a dent in it. So I'll get that pretty densely packed on there. And then I'm just going to go in and start pressing that into my lid. Now, as I've gotten older, I used to, my eyebrows, or my eyelashes, my eyelid. There we go, Sarah. Look at you go, sweetheart. my eyelids have drooped. So they used to be way up here and I would have all the space to work with, but as I've gotten older, I've started to get more hooded. So I will always bring that product up. I'm not bringing it up to the brow. I'm not even bringing it up to like where you really want to, if I was doing full shadow, like I don't even bring it up to where I would bring up a transition. I just bring it up to, if my eyes are open, you can still see that eyeshadow just in this area that's right above, right there. So if my eyes are open, like this side, I have it on my lid. I don't have it up higher than that. I don't like the look of it when it's just on my lid. So I will always keep my eyes open and just bring it up a little higher than where the hooded part rests over my lid, just to give it a little more depth. Okay, what am I listening to? What am I listening to? Oh, it's Diddy. Oh, I must have from the 90s station. And then I will go over, since this is a cream, it will crease. 100% it's going to crease. So I'm going to set it, but I'm going to set it with a color that's really similar to that. So we had like a rose gold color down here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take a mix of these two right here. This one's more of a, like a red clay, and this is a gold. So I'm going to take a little bit of gold. I'm going to just tap it like once on that other one and then go right back into the gold. And I will set that cream with this gold brown mix. And then again, I'm going to take it up. I'm not going to leave it like that. I am going to blend that out. Trust the process. You never want harsh lines. You always want to make sure everything's blended out. If you have really green eyes, this is going to make them pop. I have gray blue eyes, so I always lean a little bit more to the golds and the browns. You'll see me do that a lot. I don't, if I'm feeling frisky, I may go in with a, I'm gonna take a fluffy round one and I'm just gonna, I don't play with a lot of colors. I feel like for me, and maybe I'll get there one day. I've been curious about it, but I just don't know how to execute it. So we'll see. I will not really play with huge, obscene pinks, and I'll do a navy, I'll do a blue, I'll do a muted smoky natural eye with like turquoise eyeliner inside, but that's about the extent of the colors that I use. I like to keep it more natural, but I can do a full beat, full smoky eye with the naturals. Like if I go into my Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm not really messing with these that much every once in a while, but I usually will keep it just here under my bottom lashes, my waterline. For the most part, I can use almost all of these, but when it comes to like this little corner down here, the girl's not brave enough yet. One day, we'll get there, one day. All right, so I'm going to get a smaller brush that's more narrow, and I'm gonna take this gold copper shade that we did before. Always tap off the excess, and I'm going to put that down here. And I don't blow out my lower lash line all that much. I kind of keep it nice and tight. That's what she said. And then I always make sure that I bring that back around so that that corner is not blank. Now, I'm going to take a really flat definer brush, and I'm going to go in. I told you I was going to stay with the same palette. A girl keeps her word. So I'm going to go in with this really dark brown that we have right here, and I'm just going to give it a couple taps and blow. Define out that top lash line. I will do it, and I pull on my eyes. Don't pull on your eyes. I mean, if that's what you do, then do it. But as I'm getting older, I'm noticing the damage. Do as I say, not as I do. And I'll let it get kind of messy. It's going to look a little diluted. It's going to look a little blended out. And then I'm going to go in again and just get it tighter. And I don't go, it depends on what kind of eyeliner. If I'm doing a liquid eyeliner, I'll bring it all the way into that tear duct. But if I'm just going for kind of a smoky eyeshadow eyeliner look, I don't bring it all the way in. I will really kind of keep it to about here on my eye, about right here, and then I'll move it out to here. And I'm not really gonna wing it. I'm just gonna let it be a little thicker on the outside and then really taper it in. So I'm gonna go in a second time with this one, and I'm really going to just stamp and wiggle it. I'm just placing it literally in, like I'm coming down, resting it at the base, and then going down further and really wiggling it into that lash line. Because I have blonde lashes, if I don't close that gap between my liner and the bottom of my lashes, you'll see gaps. And that's, I have friends that will go up like in, like that, but they'll do it with a pen. I can't do that. So I just use shadow because it's friendlier. So I'm just gonna place it right there, stamp and wiggle it in. And I think that keeping to, if you're doing a smokier eye, keeping to dark browns for your shadow. I love a black liner. I really do. But if I do a black liner, I try not to put anything on my lower eye because I feel like for my complexion, it can get a little heavy. So if I'm just doing a day-to-day, I'm really trying to keep it to browns. I will take that powder and I'm just going to keep it really tight on that lash line at the bottom. Almost to where it's going to get into that crease a little bit. And only on the outside for me, because I have small, beady little eyes. And with an almond-shaped eye, you really want to keep everything to the outer corners, or at least that's what I like. But like I said, you do you, boo. So now that I've defined around my eye, and everything looks pretty symmetrical, I'm not going to mascara right away. I'm actually going to put on my highlighter, and I'm going to put it here. I'm going to carry it up into here, so I don't want to do my mascara, because if my brush hits my wet mascara, then there's no worse feeling in the world than getting your makeup done, putting on your last steps, putting on your mascara, and then bumping your mascara, and it just goes downhill real quick after that. So I have, this brush is what I've always used. It's I think this is a Bare Minerals brush, and it's just fluffy and light, and I've had it for a really long time. I find that it works really well with all different kinds of highlighters. So I am going to go in with a cream highlighter. I'm going to go for that. Let's see. I'm going to go for these two mixed together. This iridescent one is extremely iridescent. So the reason why I'm going to go in with the creams first and then put a powder over it is kind of to diffuse that, but it helps make that eyeliner stick. If you have like if you have gone full beat, you have foundation, you have powder, you need to be very, very careful about putting these creams on because it will pull your powder off. These I will put on and use them quite often when I don't have any powder. But since I don't have that much powder on my face right now, I am going to go in with both of them. But that's just what I have found, is that they are so incredibly creamy. They will pull off all of the work that you just built. Go up here and into... You see that pink though, that iridescent that gives? Oh, it's so pretty. Every time that I wear this highlighter mix, I will get compliments on my highlighter. My husband, my friends, everybody. I mean, it really pops. And especially if you're going out into the sun, this is such a beautiful... We have a pool in our backyard, so I can't say go to the beach. But if it's like for a pool day, it just pops so well. I am a nose contourer. I know that some people think that we should have left that back in 2019, but your girl is never going to do it. I love my nose contour. And I will put a little bit on my chin. If you do have a ton of powder on your face, try to tap it and blend it out as opposed to the sweeping that I'm doing. It will just help you control it a little bit more. I'm always going to put it on my top lip. All right, so now I'm going to go in over it. I'm going to go in with the Milani highlighter and strobe. Oh, it broke. No! I saw it cracking the other day too, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We'll just tappy tappy. Tappy tappy. Little goes a long way with this, but who wants a little bit of highlighter? Yes, queen. Oh. Okay. And then once my brush is almost completely empty, since I love me some highlighter. If you don't like highlighter, skip it. If you do like highlighter, but you don't like as much as I do whatever you're comfortable with. I will take that last little bit that's on this brush and just take that right. Some people don't like this because I don't have oily skin, but for some people, they're like, I don't want to look all shiny on my forehead. I just like, a girl likes a full glow. Okay. And then, I'm going to do my last little touches. So, before we do our mascara, I told you that I would go in with the packed brush. Once everything is all pretty much where I want it to be, if I still need to go in for some last little touches, I take this really small packed brush. I'm going to go in and do spots. Who would have thought at 31 that I would still be battling acne? I'm so over it, but it is what it is. It's fine. We just deal with it. God bless makeup. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. I will take a little bit of this because my under eye is looking kind of dull, but I've already done so much product that I don't want to go over my work, but I will just go in with a little bit more. I had a powder foundation or a powder concealer. I left it at my girlfriend's house in Houston. Colleen, send it to me. I need it. Okay, there we go. Light and bright. Alrighty. And then I'll take that same small definer brush after I put it away because ADD. And I'm just going to pop it in that inner corner highlight. My grandma used to do this, and I always, I've been into makeup since I was younger, and I really had enough time to play with it. My mom's friend's neighbor or something like that was like an ambassador for Mary Kay. So she used to have this shed, this small shed in her backyard. I mean, floor to ceilings with Mary Kay. So we would just go in there and have ourselves a little field day. So I never really had makeup not available to me. So I really got to play with it. My mom let me do pretty much whatever I wanted, but just kind of gave me guidelines. So I had a lot of fun with it growing up. And I really had the freedom to play with it a little bit to kind of figure out what I like and what I don't like. So, my grandma though, when I was growing up, I'd be playing with makeup, and she always had this like silver, super bright inner corner highlight. And I just thought she looked so beautiful, and it was so stunning, and it just grabbed your attention so much. And then when I really got into makeup around middle school, and like, this was before YouTube makeup really made like a huge, like it was a big thing. And then all these beauty gurus came out. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. All these beauty gurus came out and were saying, you know, you can't leave the house without inner corner highlight. And I was like, my grandma's been doing that for forever. So Mimi knew what's up even back then. And I didn't go to beauty school. I am not a makeup artist. I am just a redhead who knows what works for me. And I get a lot of questions about it. And on the encouragement of my husband and my friends, here I am just telling you how I like to do my makeup. Because really for me, I still have that friggin' primer on my hand, so I can't get my mascara open. Oh, there we go. So this isn't Bible. This isn't... You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Maybe you just like watching makeup videos because they're relaxing. I do that. I do that all day long. I really try when I'm doing my mascara, the first couple strokes, I try to make sure that they are really, really close to that lash line. And I know that a lot of my friends who are really fair skinned, who have those blonde lashes, will get really irritated because they feel like they're ruining their eyeliner, because you'll kind of see like the marks from it. I just wait until it's completely dry, and then I'll go in with that really tight definer brush, and I'll just blend it out and make it part of my eyeliner. So I don't mind if this part's a little messy, because I know that I can go in and fix it once everything's dry. And I will do that. I will go downstairs, I'll go get ready, and then I'll come back. And just that will be my last little touch, is blending out any of the mascara that got into my eyeliner. And I am such a stickler for making sure that everything's in the corner. Like blowing it out this way. I don't bring my mascara on my bottom lashes all the way here. I am literally just going to take it in this outer corner and wiggle it out. And I also do not put a ton of mascara on my bottom lashes. I feel like it can make my eyes look really, really small. I actually, for the most part, will not put anything on my lower lash line at all. I will leave it completely blank and nothing. I'm talking nothing. If there's even a little bit of mascara that gets on those lashes, I will take it off. If I'm doing liquid liner and a red lip, especially, I won't put anything down there, because I want my eyes to just be really high, my lips to be prominent, and that's just what I like. I know that a lot of people not give people shit, but have opinions about leaving your lower lash line blank. Girl, if they don't do it and you do it, then you just do it. Don't give anybody else crap about it. You can suggest, but don't be like, I have this one redhead page, How to Be a Redhead, that I follow on Facebook, and they'll do like these little makeup tutorials, like really quick little videos. for redheads. And the comments that I read on here, I'm like, y'all are mean. She doesn't want to put mascara on your bottom lashes. Don't. It's already done. She shot this video like 3 days ago. What is the point of making a comment? It's already done. But that's just me. Okay. And then, girl, even it out. All right. So that is that. Now, now that everything's on my face, I'll look at my cheeks, and sure enough, even though I know I went over it and I diffused it, and so I can't really talk about it, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit, like a touch of blush, and just reinforce it right there. There we go. And also because we put that highlighter right there, it can kind of diffuse it a little bit. So we'll just go in and baby doll ourselves up. Baby doll. Okay. Now my mascara is drying right now, so I'm not going to spray my face right away. But in this kit as well, because I forgot to bring my lipstick up here, which is fine. I'll go finish that later. Not a big deal. So I will go back into this, and I'm gonna take what do you think? I'm gonna take this pink one right here. These aren't very pigmented. So I kind of layer them. And especially the first one, because I do have that foundation on my lips. And then I'll go in with a darker one. So I really like this one, this like dusty rose color. I love it so much. And tap it. Okay. All right. I kind of closed that kind of hard. Okay. I was like, damn, one of these pods is going to come out. All right. And then to finish, I have the Mario Badescu, the Rose Water. I like this one. They have a cucumber one. They have a lavender one. But I really, depending on what perfume I'm wearing that day, because I'm a huge perfumer. I grew up, my mom and my sister are both allergic to any sort of artificial scents. My mom's allergic to any scent whatsoever. My sister can do like essential oils. So now that I've grown up and I have my own house, then I will have my little smelly candles and all the perfumes in the world. So I really try to match it. If I'm going to use something that doesn't go well with the rose, then I will go in with the e.l.f. Makeup set. And I feel like that is comparable and does as good of a job as the MAC one. And it's like $3 or $4. It's amazing. But for today, since I'm not going to be doing anything that is going to screw this up, I'm literally just running a couple errands, then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of this to set everything, blend it all together, give me a little hydration, give me a glow, and that's for good measure. Let that dry. If I want to be really extra, I will go in after it's all set and I will do a second layer of highlight, because I just like that. I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs Daisy perfume. And I don't know why I do this. Couldn't tell you when I started it. Couldn't tell you why. I will take one spray and put it on the back of my neck. I don't know why I do that. Maybe my husband's very tall. He likes to come and give me hugs from behind, so maybe that's why. I have no idea. But that is it. So I'll go get changed into something cuter than my Star Wars pajamas, and I will go run errands today. But that's about it. I'll post these anytime that I'm doing kind of a new look or something that I don't think that I've recorded. I think that I'm just gonna put it out there. If you guys like it, then you like it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like how I'm doing something, don't do it. Other than that though, if you have any questions, you want to see anything, you just let me know. All right, bye.